Welcome to this Astrology Weekly on quantumhealers.com. My name is Patricia Grootjans. I'm a BQH practitioner and an astrologer. And this week we're going to look at week 22, which goes from May 26th until June the 1st. So let's take a look and see what the stars have in mind for us. Okay, here is a chart for this week. Now, this week starts with a very interesting event because Saturn is moving into the sign of Aries. Now, this week starts with May 26th, and in some parts of the world, Saturn will move into Aries on the 26th. But in some parts of the world, it will still be May 25. So when you're living in the US, Saturn will move into Aries on the 25th for you. And anyway, this is the beginning of a whole new episode in how we are dealing with boundaries, personal boundaries, but also the boundaries that we set in society. So this is also involved with laws and regulations. Now, Saturn is the energy that sets the structure in society. You know, it's about management. It's about setting rules and agreements, like how do we want to socialize with each other? What kind of agreements do we have, and how do we set our boundaries? And of course, this is also happening in our personal lives. Now, Saturn has been into the sign of Pisces for the last 2 years. It entered Pisces on March 7th, 2023. And this was also marking the start of the whole Me Too movement. People started to become aware of our personal boundaries and how we are accepting social behavior and social boundaries. So now that Saturn is moving into the sign of Aries, there will be whole new energy around how we are dealing with boundaries, structure, manifesting things, the practicalities in life, and responsibilities, because Saturn is also about how do we deal with responsibilities. Now, when Saturn is moving in Aries, this has a whole new energy, more brave and bold, and taking more risks. And of course, Saturn is not really fond of taking risks because it wants to have everything in order, safe, secured, control. But when it's moving into the sign of Aries, the sign of the pioneer, the sign of the energy who is bold and courageous and adventurous, we see that there will be a whole new movement coming up. Okay, this could be many things, but I think I always find it interesting to see how these planetary energies are working out in our personal lives, because of course they work out in the collective consciousness, but we as individuals need to deal with it as well. So I believe that we can deal with this energy by looking at the topic of how brave am I? How courageous am I? How many fears do I have? And am I able to confront my fears? Am I able to move towards my fears instead of walking away from it? So I think a lot of these issues that may come up in the next 2 years, because Saturn will be in Aries for the next 2 years, um, will have got to do with being brave, being courageous, and stepping into the unknown, because that's what the Aries energy is inviting us to do. Yes, with Saturn, we are looking for security, safety, having control over things. But in the Aries energy, we need to be aware that we are able to step into the unknown and to embrace the unknown. And when we are able to do that, then this could really be quite an adventure, and lead us into new directions and bring up new gifts and talents for all of us individually, where we may connect with a source, a strength in ourselves that may surprise us. So very interesting to see how this will work out, both in the collective as in our individual lives. What is interesting is that on the same day, on May 26th, the moon will be in a conjunction with Uranus. Now, Uranus Moon conjunction is a very, um, I always call it electric, like there's some tension in the air, and you may expect unexpected things, and especially when it comes to relationships and the emotional relationships. So, how we are dealing with our emotions. So, it could be wise to, count to 10 now and then when the moon is in conjunction with Uranus, because this will easily create conflicts because the energy is so bold and direct and very expressive. And this is a good thing, of course, because it can also clear the air. But it can lead to some unexpected surprises. So, um, another thing that we see happening this week is that there is a new moon in Gemini on May 27. And this is really beautiful because, of course, with the new moon, the sun and the moon are in a close conjunction, and now they are both in the sign of Gemini, which is so lively and interested in learning new things, meeting new people, having new experiences, and looking for the miracle in life. So, this is about following your creative thinking. I think that's how I could call it, creative thinking, and see where that can lead you to, because it could lead to unexpected new adventures. So there's a lot of adventurous energy in the air this week with Saturn in Aries and the new moon in Gemini. So I think it's really a good time to go out on a journey, go traveling, and doesn't have to be far, of course, doesn't have to be long, but it's all about exploring new places that you haven't been before. Because when you are moving to an or exploring a new place, a new environment, it may bring up new aspects in yourself as well. So, and what does it refer to in your inner being? Like, can you explore new parts of your being, new parts of your how you want to connect with people? Okay, so new experiences, bold energy, taking action. This is also about leadership and having these insights, these flashes of insight, because that's the Aquarian energy that Uranus Moon conjunction will bring. And so be open, be flexible, because this energy is really wild. And if you're able to be flexible, then you can get the best out of these experiences. So, also, I would like to mention that when the energies are so electrical, then don't forget to be connected with your physical body, stay grounded, make sure that you're really connected with the earth, because that will help you to release old energy and to step into the new. Okay, be authentic. That's the message that comes through this week. Be yourself, be authentic, and trust your inner strength, and follow your creative thinking. Okay, now this is also a time to build new structures, new foundation. So if there's anything that you've been dreaming about, starting something, could be a project or a business, or then this could be a wonderful time to act upon it, especially at the new moon in Gemini. And I would advise you to wait until the new moon in Gemini, because usually the days before the new moon is not really a great time to manifest new things, but the energies are really working with us when we do that at the new moon. So, manifest your goals, set your intentions, and build a strong foundation for the plans for the years to come. Okay, thank you so much for listening and watching this video, and I hope to see you next time.